Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. Today I'm doing another reaction, and this time I'm back to reacting to Angelina Jordan performing My Funny Valentine, that classic Gershwin song. So let's have a listen.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart.
I'm really happy that she's getting back to this jazz, because that's kind of where she started with this jazz. Lovely, rich, kind of crackly voice. And then that, you make me smile with my heart. We call that back phrasing. And this is her wheelhouse. Oh, but she can do so much more.
You look so laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? But don't change your hair for me, and not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day.
Oh my goodness. She, at one time, it sounds like some of the throwback jazz singers, but then she brings her own style. So many people have sung this. This is one of the biggest standards. And it's from a musical. A lot of these old jazz songs actually came from musicals, which is how it was back in the day. And then they became hits and everybody sang them, because the Gershwin brothers were huge singer-songwriters. Actually, the Gershwin brothers were huge composers, very, very popular. And what I like is that she changed the melody up, but in a very classy way, and brought a bit of her styling, because she's been doing, like Adele and some of this more R&B singing, and she's just adding just a touch of that flavor, while still respecting the original jazz artists that have done this song so many times.
Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? But don't change your hair from me, and not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is
All right. That was stunning, masterful. Again, this has been one of the most covered jazz standards of all time. And it's really not about Valentine's Day. It's really about something else. Again, it comes from this musical, which I don't know, because usually we don't do these old musicals. They're kind of a little bit not modern, but the songs have come from the musicals. Now, what I really liked is she kind of honored the jazz singers of yesteryear, but added a little more of that slight R&B kind of riffing, slight, but it never took away from the words. Because here's the thing, when you're going to do some embellishing, it's not about showing off of, ooh, I can do this fancy thing or that fancy thing. And then it kind of strays away from the text. And it's more about, I'm showing off what I can do. And the embellishments should serve the text, meaning you're going to embellish the key words of the text because it's going to give them more meaning. You're going to embellish those keywords. And she did that so tastefully. So tastefully. Had that, she has that really gruff lower voice, but and then she still can get up and get that little sparkly vibrato, just a touch, because we're not going to be fly me to the moon or anything like that. But we want just a slight shimmer. I like the word shimmer, and so much ease in her voice. So she can go up high, she can go down low. She's got a great earthy voice. And again, she is only 16. So the voice takes till, for most women, to get their full resonance and voice coming in is usually going to be late 20s. So this is an amazing journey. Her voice is already so much fullness, so much control. And I don't really like that word because it's not about I'm controlling things, but she knows what to do to use her voice and her technique to serve the lyrics. That's what it's about. It's all about the lyrics. And that's what jazz singers do. They don't just recite things, but they use the back phrasing and some of the vocal colors and the embellishments, the alternate melodies, slight alternate melodies, to give a sense of another meaning to the text. And that's what jazz singers do. They usually sing it fairly straight first time on. There's a solo, which this was kind of had that too, where she's looking at all the chandeliers. And then you're going to come back, usually on the bridge, because these songs are what we call ABA form. We have the beginning, and then we have the middle section, and then it goes back to the beginning. And so usually you're going to come in what we call on the bridge. The bridge is their figure less than Greek. So that's where the bridge comes in. And then you go out on that last part of the form. And the thing about jazz singers is that we're going to use some embellishments to get some emotional feelings from that. And she is just so wise. And I've been around vocal jazz for a long time. I started there in high school because I grew up in the Northwest, and we had a huge, strong vocal jazz choir tradition there. It was really magical. I was really blessed to be there at that right time and right place. And so the singers were singing usually on mics, and then people would also be featured as soloists, but there was that choral tradition, but it was like jazzy. So I was very fortunate to grow up in that program. And then I was in other vocal groups and did other jazz things. Now, what she does at 16 is pretty outstanding because most people have to grow into it. It's something that you need to learn. Now, the thing about jazz is what my jazz teacher, John Mowat, and he was amazing. He was one of my first master teachers that I work with. He said, and this is true of any genre, if you're going to sing jazz, you need to listen to it first. Because I've adjudicated many singers that are doing some of these songs in a musical theater style, But even so, in a musical theater style, they haven't done the listening, because even in those days when Gershwin wrote these songs on Broadway, they were sung in a more of a swing, and it was a more of a lightness, and it was a bit different focus than modern musical theater. And I'm just sometimes like, please no, because what I tell them is that you really need to listen to jazz if you're going to be singing these musical theater songs from that era. And people don't listen to it, and you can't sing a genre if you don't listen. That's what I see about Angelina, is that she's done so much listening, and not only that, with her grandmother introducing her to these really great jazz performers, but then she took it on herself to do all these covers, all these styles. She studied it. Now, she's a gifted singer, no doubt. Obviously, she has amazing voice, amazing sensitivities, but here's the deal. All that listening is education. You can't sing something if you don't have it in your ear and you don't know what the music sounds like. So she's incredible, and I cannot wait to see what she does next. And I thank everybody who's told me I need to react to this. And it's a song that I've heard so many times, and she always has her own unique spin on it. So if you love Angelina Jordan as much as I do, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all of my Angelina reactions. And also, I want to remind you that make sure you subscribe to Angelina's channels as well. She has 2 channels. She has her official channel, which is mostly her newest music, and then she has her cover channel. So we want to support the artists that we're reacting to, and so please go follow them as well. And also, I want to let you know my 2 free passion projects on Facebook. The first one is YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm coaching people on how to grow a YouTube. Now, most people think it's only about making great content, and yes, that is part of the equation, but to get your channel found, there are a lot of other things on the back end that you need to include to grow your channel. And then the other group is called Creative Soul Alignment, and that's a group for people that are interested in spirituality and creativity. Because in my mind, it's the same thing. We are always creating our world with our choices that we make every single day. And we are all spiritual beings because we are animate. And I'll let you know, when the spirit is gone, you know that it's gone. Okay, we have our spiritual energy animating our body. That's real, okay? And when it's gone, it's gone. Trust me, been there, seen that. And I'm not going to go into that again. So I want to remind you that we are all here on the planet at this very historic time to create a world that works for all of us without the creepy, unelected overlords interfering with that. Yes, that. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to visualize that world that we can live in harmony without these draconian measures taking over the world. So we need to visualize it first, and then we'll find the solution to make this happen. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.